Simple machines. Machines are used to make a task easier. They reduce the amount of effort that we need to put in the force to lift or move a heavy object, the load. Machines can also change the direction of a force, so we can move things in a more helpful way. So this is called a slope. Force used to push a load up a slope is right here. Distance to lift straight up. Wheelbarrows full of heavy material. It is much easier to push or pull something heavy up a slope than it would be to lift it straight up because less force is needed. However, you have to push or pull the object a greater distance to get it to the same place. Lever. A lever is a bar that swivels on a fixed position called a fulcrum. If you push down at one end of the lever, the load at the other end is raised. So this is a lever. Let's see how it looks like a balance board or balance beam. The fulcrum is this in the center. This is the heavy load you can put on one side, and you'll need a small force to push the lever to lift that heavy thing. Gears. Gears are wheels with teeth that fit together. When one gear is turned, the other one is turned in the opposite direction. If the gears are different sizes, they turn at different speeds. These are the tooth. The small gear turns more quickly, and the large gear turns more slowly. Wedge. A wedge helps us to push things apart. The blade of an axe is a type of wedge. When the axe is swung, the blade hits a piece of wood, and the wedge forces the wood to be split apart. That's why it's called splitting wood. Axe blade splits the wood between its fibers. Pulley. A pulley makes it easier to lift a heavy object or load straight up. A rope is looped over a wheel and one end of it is attached to the load. It is easier to lift the load by pulling down on the rope than by picking it up. So if you have something really heavy and you attach it to a rope over a pulley, you can pick it up if it's something that you can't pick up by yourself. So here's the downward force pull. That's where you pull it. Here's it looped over, and here's the big heavy thing to pull it up. A crane uses the pulley system to lift heavy loads. In a pulley system, the rope is looped over more than one wheel. This means a small force can be used to lift a heavy load. A wheel and axle. A wheel and axle work as a turning machine that makes it easier to move something from one place to another. When the axle is turned, the rim of the wheel turns more quickly. Screw. A screw is a machine too. It changes a small turning force into a large downward force. It has a spiral pattern called a thread, which runs down the screw. Each time the screw is turned, the thread pulls down a little bit. So the turning force, the downward force is spread out along the length of the threads.